Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying Model Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest action figure video podcast. So take off your pants, crack a beer, and let's talk toys. Let's talk about the Bonebreaker Build-A-Figure. Oh my goodness, I didn't think I was going to like this guy. Guess what? Spoiler. I like this guy. I like him a lot. Way better once I've got him all together. If you want to talk about a whole that is greater than the sum of its parts, this guy right here does it. I think what helped was my expectations were like through the floor. Because the first part that I got for this figure was just the side of the tank track here. And this is like the worst piece to get because there's a lot going on and none of it looks impressive. You see all this detail here that's not painted and you're like, geez, there's all this stuff that they could have done but they didn't. You see the tank tracks don't actually move at all and it's like, man, they just phoned this in. And then you actually put the rest of it together. You build it in and you're like, oh wow, the rest of this is actually amazing. And it's so good that this actually just incorporates nicely into it, and it's all great. It's all great. This is a fantastic Build-A-Figure. Really love it. This is going to be a high contender for Marvel Legend of the Year. So yeah, that could wrap up the review, but let's talk about it properly. Okay, so first of all, Bonebreaker, one of the Reavers under the command of Lady Deathstrike. We've got Reese and Skullbuster, which is one figure with two alternate heads. Gotta love that. I was gonna sell them, but I thought, no. Hang on, Dave. At least stand by for the review. And it was worth it to see all these guys together. So this is another cyborg who's got it out for Wolverine, basically. And I don't know what the full backstory is. If Wolverine cut off like half of his body, then I would want to get revenge on him too. And what I love about this figure, look at this face. Look at how happy he is. He's way too happy for someone who has tank treads where his Jimmy should be. But hey, sometimes you gotta make the most of what life gives you. And he's having a blast right here. God bless him. So the whole mold here, the sculpting, everything, of course it's brand new. And that's wonderful to see, especially when you got a Build-A-Figure like the Controller, who, again, spoiler for a future review, it's not good. Whereas this is like, Hasbro went, you know what, let's just go nuts. Come on, let's get nuts. And that's what they did, and it's just wonderful. So the humanish type part of Bonebreaker, the head sculpt is fantastic. Another great head sculpt, Hasbro. Well done, guys. Well done. This is wonderful. This expression, goofy, ridiculous, just bonkers. The mohawk hair sort of blowing in the wind with different little shading on there as well. So much detail. I love it. The eyes, the fact that you've got this open mouth with the teeth individually sculpted and even the tongue inside his mouth. Like, it's so good. And plus, one of my favorite features, look at this. Boop. Simple as that. You want to raise them? Oh yeah, I can do that too. Bam, how about that? Oh my goodness. Sunglasses that you can actually raise and lower that don't fall off the figure. I lived in constant fear of losing Jubilee sunglasses and freaking Valorverse Sergeant Slaughter's sunglasses because they don't fit on the head properly. They can't hook on the ears. They just kind of rest and wobble there, and it's only a matter of time until they fall off, hit the ground, and then ricochet 10 miles down the road. Because we all know that's what accessories do. They fall 2 feet and then somehow projectile launch themselves into another universe. It's not going to happen with these. They're actually locked onto the side of his face. You can unpeg them if you want, but I mean, why would you? Sunglasses down looks amazing. Sunglasses up looks even more amazing. Absolutely brilliant. And the rest of the body's kind of basic, but that's fine. He's got his demolition BDSM little strap on here, because why not? Big ass machine gun. This looks like something Spawn would be battling around with on a McFarlane toy. It's great. Works so well. And then we come down to the actual tank itself, and this is great. So much fun. There's different things they could have done. There are more complex versions in the comics of his tank, but just what they've got here, it's fine. Again, I appreciate you got a budget to meet. And also, They must have had budget to spare, because this wave had characters like freaking Darwin and Vulcan, who are just painted bucks with heads. That's pretty much it. So at least they had some money to splash on this, and they did. You've got, I don't even know where to begin. You got the little machine gun at the front here, which is actually maneuverable. You can move that around, you know, so he can be just, you know, firing straight on, or if he's excited, or looking to the left or the right. There's a lot of stuff you can do there. And then, of course, I love just the mechanics of where his torso fits into the base here. And you got all the different pipes and sort of cogs and everything around. And you can rotate it slightly. You can rotate his actual torso all the way around, which is great. And the maneuverability that gives you, that's so nice. The longer you look at it, the more you discover other bits. We got this nice little barrel on the side here. I don't know if that's meant to be like a rocket launcher or something else. It looks like a rocket launcher. If it is a rocket launcher, though, it's a shame that it doesn't actually have a hole, you know, either side. That's always a pet peeve of mine, is guns with like flat surfaces. You know what I'm saying? But that's only minor. You got the engine at the back, which is a separate piece that slots in there, all the different details. You got the two canisters. I was going to say fuel canisters. Probably not fuel canisters, because that would not be a good design. If you're going into battle with two gigantic fuel canisters on the back of your, essentially, body, you're not going to last long. But whatever they are, they look great. They look really, really great. You got the little grill on the back here, which opens, which, you know, I don't know what you're supposed to store in there. I mean, nothing in particular, but it's just nice to have, you know? And then, of course, I was griping a little bit that the tank treads don't move. And yeah, it would have been nice to have had that. But genuinely, does it make any difference at all? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. You know, this figure will be sat stationary on a shelf. So you don't need the tank treads to move. Or, you know, even if you're playing with it on the floor, like, doesn't matter. Just use your imagination. Just pretend that they're moving. It's okay. I won't tell anyone. So on the whole, oh my goodness, Bonebreaker, a figure I thought was kind of silly and like it's creative. When I saw it pitched, I was like, okay, Hasbro, kudos for doing something different. But now that I actually have it in hand, I'm so impressed. It's enough to make me want to keep all my Reavers to have this, because it's just so cool. I'm really blown away. Can you tell? Can you tell I'm impressed? You should be able to, because this is one of those builder figures that makes the wave worthwhile. There's a lot of W's there. So even if you're not fussed about Darwin, even if you're not fussed about Vulcan, even if Siren has no shouty head, if Wolverine's an ugly yellow, if Havoc is missing the silver around his neck, you can forgive so many sins when you got a nice looking builder figure like this. So guys, all you got to do now is give this guy a rating. Whoa. Before I do give him a rating, actually, a couple of little provisos and quid pro quos. First of all, yeah, they could have done a lot more paint. That is a big one. Some of this feels like a model kit's coloring book, where, you know, it's like, hey, do you like this steel grate here? Oh yeah, it's steel. How could you not know that? Oh, because it's just the same color as the rest of the plastic. All right, you see me. That's how I apologize. I do get carried away. When I start gushing about something, I love positive energy. So I just want to keep rolling. But no, Hasbro, okay? You gotta have a little bit of salt. They did scrimp out with a lot of the paint here. The fact that we have this lovely control panel next to him with all the buttons and switches and all that detail, and then it's all just the same flat plastic. There's no paint on it or anything. It's a shame. Like, by putting this detail in, you're pointing out what you haven't done. It's like you're saying, like, hey, look at this thing that we haven't added any paint to. So guys, if you even have like a modicum of customizing affinity, which is more than I have, then get out your paint. Add some little details to the buttons and the switches on there, because I think that will bring this to life even more. Especially even just put some silver on here. I mean, that is a bit egregious, Hasbro. Come on, you could have at least put some silver on the plates and grates here that are clearly meant to be silver. Have you ever seen a metal grate that's just green. No, they don't exist, because if one existed in the real world, people would be like, well, that's stupid. Why is that green? Those are silver. So, alright, that's a little detraction there. Just to be fair, be a little more balanced, this could have done with more paint. Right! Now let's give him a grade. So as a grade for this figure, as a Marvel Legend, there's so much unique unusualness going on here that I do want to give him a high grade. And I know that there's some inconsistencies, but honestly, I'm going to say 8.5 for this Build-A-Figure. Is that a lot? Yes, it is. Is it too much? Maybe, but I'm still refining this system. But I gotta say, I'm confident with 8.5. That means that for this figure, it gets an... I like it! And also it gets a... boom! Seal of moral behavior. This is something that is different, unusual, weird, quirky, and I dig it. So well done, Hasbro. You gave us a good Build-A-Figure there. And folks, that does it for my Bonebreaker review. What do you think about the figure? Comment below, let me know. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then join the 6-1 clicks by clicking the like, share, and subscribe button. So guys, thanks very much for watching, and until next time, keep displaying model behavior. Hey there guys, it's your old pal Bonebreaker. Now I know what you're thinking. Hey, this guy has tank treads where he should have his junk. He must be really sad all the time. Well, I gotta tell you, I don't even miss my wiener. Why? Because I'm too busy enjoying model behavior. And if you want to watch more episodes, then be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to be a part of the community, then go over to Facebook and the Displaying Model Behavior Facebook page. Or also, you can go to Instagram and follow along with all the clips, videos, stories, and photos that get put up there on a daily basis. And if you want to really support the channel like a good old Reaver, then go over to patreon.com/displaying model behavior. Toss a couple of bucks Dave's way, or get yourself a YouTube channel membership. That'll really show him that you appreciate the hard work he does. It's not, you know what, actually, just between us, it's not that hard. He literally just sits in front of a camera and talks. Like, who couldn't do that? To be honest, you know what I'm saying? But hey, he does put out a lot of videos. They make me smile. And look, anyone who can make you happy despite not having a wiener, I think that deserves some recognition. All right, goodbye, everybody.
Cup of coffee. Big time